It's only one day now without you by my side. My world feels empty now, the pain builds up inside. I tried so many times to imagine that you're here. Pretend you're coming back, pretend that you're still near, but it's no use now, you've moved on. But just remember this, you got a piece of my heart. So please remember me, my love. Don't ever wash away those tears we both cried. And as we go our separate ways, I remember you each day. And maybe one day you'll return with my broken heart. Another lonely day, another sleepless night. I wonder what you're feeling and who's now by your side. I wish I could have changed the way the story goes, rewrite my life with you, and whisper one more time, amore mio, ti amo. 'Cause it's not easy to move on while I'm still so lost in you. You've got a piece of my heart, so please remember me, my love. Don't ever wash away those tears we both cried. And as we go our separate ways, I remember you each day. And maybe one day you'll return with my broken heart. This heart of mine belongs to you. You're so deep inside my soul. When two hearts beat as one, don't ever let go. Baby, just remember this. So my heart. Remember my love. We both cried. And this will go a separate each day. I remember each day. One day you'll return with my heart. So please remember me, my love. Never wash away those tears we both cried. So never wash away those tears each day of my life. One day you'll return, you stay in my life. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Giada Live. Giada Valenti here in Las Vegas Today is Thursday, and I see that Frank was saying already Thursday. Yes, already Thursday. Today is Thursday, but it's gonna be an awesome day. So for the one of you that are watching today for the first time, there may be some, because today on Thursday we always go live also on the page of my dear friend Richard Micheli, Italian Living. So welcome, guys. Italian Living, as you see, is a fine living and luxury portal to the charm, elegance of the Italian lifestyle. So I'm so happy, and I welcome all of you guys watching from the Italian Living. If you're watching, it's because just I'm Italian and I love the Italian lifestyle, and you do the same. So thank you guys, welcome. I'm a singer and a songwriter from Venice, Italy. We do some sign language here every time to include also the people that cannot hear. So this is the sign for Venice, Italy. That's where I was born and raised, but I live in Las Vegas, where also today 2 p.m. it's very hot and sunny. I've been doing this Giada Live, a little information from since March 18, live from my living room here in Las Vegas, just to cheer up everybody. And I've done it for 100 days non-stop, and I know many of you guys of my circle of love were there since day one. And now we go live 3 times a week. On Tuesday with celebrity guests. We had an amazing one this week. We had our dear friend New Yorker Peter Cincotti, amazing superstar of the pop jazz music. And on Thursday, here we go, we have Italian cultures and lifestyle, which is today, together with Italia Living. And on Saturdays, we are in the kitchen cooking. Of course, since I am a singer, on Sunday I also sing. We do it always on my Patreon page. We call it a Love Song Sunday, so you guys can get to choose the songs that you want me to sing. I know, guys, from the Circle of Love, I haven't posted all the songs for this week. I'm gonna do it as soon as I wanna be done with the Giada Live. Today, what are we doing today in this traveling to Italy? By the way, you see already where we are going today. On the back of me, that's a beautiful place of the Lagoon of Venice, where I was born and raised. Actually, I've been to that place so many times. That place is called Caorle, as the America would say. It's a beautiful, beautiful city of the Lagoon of Venice. Not many Americans there, a lot of tourists, but not many Americans, because it seems like you guys from the United States, when you travel to Venice, you tend to go to Venice and you forget about all the, I know you're there only for a few days, but I'm always say, if you plan to go, and for instance, if you're coming with me to October next year when we go to Italy, I always love to show people Venice. Of course, Venice is an iconic place, but there are so many beautiful places around the Lagoon of Venice that are as magnificent, if not even more than Venice. I know. How is that possible? Last week I took you also to another place. I took you to the Garden of Venice, where all our vegetables and fruits is coming for us in Venice, and you guys loved it very much. So, and this week I'm gonna take you to this place, which is also very personal for me and JJ, and you're gonna learn in a second why. What else are we gonna do today? And we also continue our journey of drinking. You know that I'm not a wine drinker at all. Now I know at least how to carry my Prosecco. You remember in the beginning I was taking it like this, and you are not supposed to carry the glass like that. So continuing to educate myself and you guys watching about wine. We talk about Prosecco, and today we are going to make something typical of Venice, which I have never made. I tasted once and I kind of like it. We're going to make it Saturday, and it's called the Sgroppino. So I'm going to tell you all about the Sgroppino, which is made, by the way, with the Prosecco wine and some other ingredients at the end of this. I want to start right away. Saturday, as I said, we cook. We cook every Saturday, and last Saturday I made something that you guys loved it very much, was a steak alla pizzaiola with polenta chips. That's the things. And I always ask you guys to take pictures of the food if you make it, and some of you make it. Actually, Alejandra made it all the way in Uruguay, and she sent me pictures of it. JJ sent it here, so thank you, Alejandra. You did a great job, because those polenta chips really looks amazing. I wonder which kind of spices you put on top of it. You remember? I said you can spice your polenta chips with olive oil and whatever kind of spice you liked. So I wonder, what did you use, Alejandra? What did you have available over there in Uruguay? By the way, Uruguay right now, it's in the middle of winter. So here in Las Vegas, we have more than 100 degrees and Fahrenheit, which is like 40 in centigrades. And I wonder how, in Uruguay, it's actually the other way around. It's below zero. So guys, you in New York, how's the weather today? And I want to welcome also all the people watching from all over the world. We always have people from England, Ireland, Italia. Naturalmente sono le 23 della buonanotte per voi. And we always say good morning to all the people watching all the way in Australia. We have many from there today. JJ saying we also have some Australian over there. And I've seen some new people, Frank Latoria and Kathleen Sangillo. Guys, where are you watching from? I've never seen you on with us. So let me know where you're watching from. It's always nice to know. So guys, we will be traveling to Italy today, sign language for traveling to Italy and going to the lagoon of Venice to Caorle. But before, we always do kind of a little things of the made in Italy that we like. And today I have a few fun one that I want to share with you. The first one, I call it something that we probably don't need it, but it's very cool that, I mean, when I saw it, I was like, I wish I had one. It's called Trona, and it's a floating Italian furniture made in Italy by designer Christian Tamburinelli. Look at that. It's basically a line of floating chairs, lounges, and mattresses, and armchairs, and so much more, filled not with hair. Thus, they are making them unsinkable and long-lasting. So there's no air inside those furniture. You can put it on the water, they're gonna float and they're gonna be good forever. I hope they are unsinkable, but not like the Titanic, but really unsinkable. I seen them on Italia Living last week actually. I was on the pool yesterday. I was like, hey, I would love to have a Trona. So hey, who knows? Maybe one day. Another things I really love are candles, the perfume of candles. Even though here I don't put them on as much as I did when I was living in New York because it's very hot. I love candles, but I love the smell, but it kind of feels like it makes the hair hot, so I haven't put on much candles. But one of my favorite is actually a brand called Acqua di Parma. And the candles of Acqua di Parma are made in Italy, of course. And what I love about the Acqua di Parma is that the way that they present the candles, the smells, of course. But I do love the names they give to their candles. They have a new collection. Actually, they came out at the end of 2019. And the names are, listen to the names. Luce di Colonia, Light of Colony. Buongiorno, good morning, La Casa sul Lago, the house on the lake. We want to have one. And Caffè in Piazza, coffee on the square. I would like to have a coffee now in San Mark Square. And Oh l'amore, oh love. I mean, those names only. So I have a lot of those candles. I love them. And these are the new one. Which reminds me that I want to thank, you didn't even know, Ronnie Manicotti, my dear friend from near Cincinnati, sent me yesterday, you didn't even know that I love candle. He sends, this is another one. He sends me these beautiful candles. All the way, they are homemade, all the way from Cincinnati. Thank you, Ronnie. I actually very much love the smells. This is my favorite one, the blue one. And it smells like the oceans, just the one I had before. So I will not light them on right now because, as I said, I put them on when the weather is going to get a little bit more chilly. But I truly do love the smell. So thank you, Ronnie, for sending me those candles, homemade candles. And somebody told me actually that we can make candle at home. So candles at home, maybe one of these days you're going to find me in the kitchen making candles. I don't know, because I really do love candles. And another things that is happening, talking about beautiful things coming from Italy, the new collection of Ippolita called Luce Light is also available for you. It's blue. There it is. If you're not familiar with Ippolita, that's me and Ippolita in her atelier in New York City. I was blessed and lucky to meet Ippolita, which is a world-known jeweler. She's famous all over the world. She has stores all over the world. She's an amazing lady. She was born and raised in Florence, Italy, and she's in her 50 right now. And the story is that when she was 18, she moved from Italy, like me. She moved to New York City, and she was a sculpturist. She was making big sculptures. And a friend of her, just making fun of Ippolita, he said, why you don't make jewels out of it? Because you can turn all these materials. So she said, yeah, it's a good idea. So she made a beautiful necklace, a big, Ippolita said was a big chunky piece, but very beautiful. And the friend said, why you don't sell it to Bergdorf and Goodman? She even didn't know what Bergdorf and Goodman was, which is the most exclusive store in New York City. So she was 18 years old. She went there. She presented the necklace, and Bergdorf and Goodman, she said, we love it, but we don't sell jewels right now. But they said, it's so pretty. Can we have it? We would like to put it on the window. So they put this beautiful necklace of Ippolita on the window. It was there for a month. Ippolita, she said, I forgot all about the necklace. 1 month later, she received a phone call. She's 18 years old, just immigrated from Italy. And Bergdorf and Goodman, the most exclusive store in New York City, said, we really love it. We got so many people liking the necklace. Do you have an old collection? And Ippolita said, never turned down an opportunity. She said, yes, of course I do. So she had an appointment 10 days later, and in 10 days she said, there I was in my kitchen making a collection, my first Ippolita collection. The rest is history. Ippolita is sold now all over the world. If you're not familiar, go to ippolita.com and check it out. I've been wearing Ippolita a lot. I've been blessed to wearing Ippolita a lot. And the new collection, Luce Light, is very beautiful. It's all blue. She used gold and silver material. She has a very modern way to create these jewels. And what I like about it is that there are jewels that you can really wear with jeans, and you can wear it with even to go on the beach if you want to. And actually what I like, she likes to stack all stuff together, which I like because they make a lot of noise. They're beautiful. So my congratulations to Ippolita. By the way, I've been blessed to be friend of her, and I like how she created a collection. If you wonder, I try to have her as my guest because I think she will be a wonderful guest. I was always wonder how jewelers they make the collection. Ippolita travel all over the world, and she brings home this custom jewelry. Sometimes are really piece of crap. They're not really nice, but she likes the colors, or she likes the way a jewels or something is made. She puts them on a wall. She has a office with a wall of inspiration. She puts them there, and then she goes upstairs where she has the laboratory, and she makes the first design of these jewels that, by the way, then go to Italy. They're homemade in Florence by hand. They are just amazing. So check her out, Ippolita. That's what. So before I take you to Caorle, which is the spectacular place that you see on back of me, we would love to go there, right? I would love to be there right now. I've been there so many times and I'm never tired of it. Before we go to Caorle, and before we are going to talk about the sgroppino, and I have a chin-chin with my Prosecco, very cold there, waiting for me. We have, as always, thanks to Doug Hartline, we have birthday event in history, even on Thursday. And today, can you believe it is already August the 6th? 6th of August. So let's go quickly through the birthday and events, and I see all you comments over there. I got them from M&, can you go back on Manicotti what he said? I got them from N&Co, Main Street in Miamisburg, Ohio. Oh, this is the address where, thank you. I was just wondering where you got these beautiful candles. Thank you, that's the place. So guys, if you're in the neighborhood, you can find these materials over there. If you're near Cincinnati, birthday and event of August 6th. We go back in 1497 when the Italian explorer Giovanni Caboto, as we call it in Italy, returns to Bristol from North America from what he calls the newfound land, and he was the first European to go there since the Vikings. Basically now belongs to North America, Canada, the Newfoundland. And in 1661, the Treaty of Den Haag, we go to Holland, is signed whereby by the Dutch Republic sells New Holland, now known as Brazil, for 63 tons of gold to Portugal. Doug is saying if it weren't for this, they might have been speaking Dutch in Brazil, and JJ would have felt right at home there. JJ said, why did they sell Brazil? It was destiny, JJ. So, 1856, the great bell is cast in the Great Clock of Westminster. The Big Ben in London is the largest bell in the tower and sounds in an E natural, which is a Mi, according to the Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, Do scale in Italy. Mi. There we go. That's the sound. And in 1926, American Gertrude Elderly, at the age of 20, becomes the first woman to swim the English Channel, and does so in 14 hours and 39 minutes. Look at her. Look what the shoulder she has. A record that was a record as for male and female. Amazing. And in 1926, Don Juan, starring John Barrymore, is released by Warner Bros. And is the first feature-length film to utilize the Vitaphone sound on this sound system with the synchronized music score and sound effects. Look at that. 1932, the first Venice Film Festival, we talked about it last week, we went there actually, opens and becomes the world's first and oldest film festival in the world. It ran the first time from August 6th till August 21st, which is the anniversary of Doug and Susie we will be talking about. And Doug is saying, seems that the Italians are the first in many things, but only a few people realize it. People that watch Giada Live, they all realize, because I make everybody aware of the greatness of Italian people. And in 1934, today, there were apparently many people married today. They like August 6th to get married, but we want to remember one today that took place in 1934. We love this romantic love story. Today in 1934, the Titanic actress Gloria Stewart, at the age 24, she wed the screenwriter Arthur Sickman, age 33. He looks so much older than her in this picture, don't you agree? They would be married for 44 years when Arthur passed away, which in Hollywood time is a lifetime together. They always divorce after 3 weeks. And in 1945, the atomic bomb is dropped in Hiroshima today, setting in motion the end of World War II. Something sad and something happy in the same day. Look at that. The destruction is amazing. And in 1960, music fact, Chubby Checker performs his version of The Twist on the Dick Clark Show, starting a world dance craze. Come on, let's twist again, like we did last summer. Oh boy, oh boy. So today, in 1960, ladies and gentlemen, 1964, we wouldn't believe Doug is saying the Prometheus was the world's oldest tree. It was at least 4,862 years old. It's accidentally cut down here in the state of Nevada. Only after they cut it down, they realized what they have done. But this sparked a worldwide reaction, and it was instrumental in the creation of the Great Basin National Park and brought the world attention to this species of trees. You got me curious, Doug, you know, because I was like, if that was the oldest, what is the second oldest now? The oldest known living tree now in the world is the Methuselah, is 4,851 years old, and is also a Grand Basin Bristol cone pine, which in Latin is the Pinus longeva, which means long life trees, and is in the White Mountains in California. And last year, apparently, they found also another tree that is even older, and is 5,068 years old, and it doesn't have a name as of yet. So believe it, it's older than the pyramids and anything we know in this world, those trees. And if you're wondering how big they are most of this kind of tree are 50 feet tall, and the exact location of both trees remain a secret to avoid vandalism and problems like they had with the previous one. Good decision. Personal thing, 2015, Hamilton Today, a hip-hop infused musical based on the life of Alexander Hamilton, opens on Broadway at the Richard Rodgers Theater 6 months after a sold-out off-Broadway debut. Talking about that sold-off Broadway debut, if you see my PBS special, my bass player is Richard Hammond. Richard Hammond is the bass player of Hamilton, and for years he was saying, you have to come and see these shows. It's going to be a big hit, Hamilton. I never went to Brooklyn to see the off-Broadway version of Hamilton, and then when I wanted to go, there were no tickets available. To these days, I have not been able to see it. Go figure, missed chance. Birthday of today, August 6th. There is first one, August 5th, notable mention of yesterday, a couple, 1930, Neil Armstrong, America X-15 pilot and astronaut who became the first man to set foot on the moon, was born yesterday actually, in Wapakoneta, Ohio. Wow. And Doug is saying that there is a beautiful movie I want to watch. It's called First Man. I guess it's on Netflix. We'll check it out and let you know. 1945, yesterday, for our fans in Cincinnati, for you, Ronnie, Lonnie Anderson, American actress famous for her role as Jennifer in WKRP in Cincinnati, is born in St. Paul, Minnesota, and turns 75 years old today. In 1956, last one, Maureen McCormick, famous for her role as Marcia in The Brady Bunch, is born in Encino, California, and turns 64 years old today. Pretty then and now. And here we come to the birthday of today. No personal birthday, as 2 days ago we celebrate my father and Veronique. Today is, we go back to Italy in 1619, where Barbara Strozzi was born in my beloved Venice, Italy. Barbara was an Italian singer and a composer of the Baroque period. Look how pretty she was. During her lifetime, she published 8 volumes of her own music, having more published in print than any other composer of the era. We really love her in Venice, still proud of her. And in 1809, Alfred Tennyson, British poet, is born today in Somersby, Lincolnshire. Doug is saying he's one of his favorite poets and has many wonderful quotes. I agree with you. Everybody knows those quotes without knowing they belong to Alfred Tennyson. I read 2 that I love too. It's better to have loved and lost than never have loved at all. I totally agree. And another one, beautifully, if I had a flower for every time I thought of you, I could walk in my own garden forever. Beautiful quotes. 1861 today, Edith Roosevelt, yes, the first lady and wife of Teddy Roosevelt, was born in Norwich, Connecticut. Look at that. They had a beautiful wedding, marriage together. Actually, tragically, the wife and also the mother of the president died in 1884 on the same day, a few hours of one another. And the president loved so much his wife and his mother that he had one post in a journal that said, "The light has gone out of my life." What a beautiful romantic things to say. Sad and romantic. And in 1881, Alexander Fleming, the Scottish bacteriologist who invented the penicillin and won the 1945 Nobel Prize, is born in Lochfield, Scotland. My father is very allergic to penicillin. Many people actually, but it's been a good invention. And in 1881, something that I lived in California for for 2 years actually. Leo Carrillo is born in Los Angeles, California, and it's thanks to him, of course, we all know him as an actor for a show called the Cisco Kid, but it was even much more than that. He was a cartoonist and he was a conservationist. He played a key role in the state acquisitions of the Hearst Castle in San Simeon. If you have never seen it, you have to go and see it, which is one of the most beautiful places to visit, and the Los Angeles Arboretum, also beautiful. And as a result of his service, the state of California has 1.5 miles long beach near Malibu and is named after him, the Leo Carrillo State Park. Been there, amazing. And there is also a Leo Carrillo Ranch Historic Park in Carlsbad, and also a Rancho Carrillo Trail. What beautiful place to visit in California when it's gonna be possible to travel again. Make sure to go. And in 1911, Lucille Ball, I love Lucy Ball, was born today in Jamestown, New York. Lucy is considered one of the best comedic actors of all time, and she was also a mother, a producer, and a studio executive. She's also one of the most well-known people on the planet, and her show, I Love Lucy, is still here every day somewhere in the world. I love her particularly because when I was acting on the Be My Love, the director was always saying that I remind him of Lucille Ball, which is a compliment. I'm kind of funny, which I liked. And in 1917, Robert Mitchum, famous actor it was born today in Bridgeport, Connecticut. A lot of people moved to LA, but they were actually from the East Coast. Look how handsome. He's there. Of course, we had as my guest Kathy Garver, and Doug is reminding me that actually Kathy Garver, even before she was in the Ten Commandments, she was as a child in that movie, and she shared, even on the Giada Live, some memory of meeting Robert Mitchum, imposant and big man, and also Lillian Gish, which was the actress, many famous actor in the movie. The movie actually is called The Night of the Hunter. Very scary movie, and Kelly was talking about it, and she remembered how he was big and nice, and the actress was giving everybody salami, cheese, and crackers. If you haven't seen the episode, you can always watch Kathy Garver on my Giada.live. You're gonna love all these stories. And today, a few last birthday of the day, 1928, Andy Warhol was born today in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Another East Coast guy. He was the leading figure in the visual art movement and something called the pop art. And he's famous, look at that, for the Campbell soup cans and the Marilyn diptych. How funny is that? In 1951, Catherine Hicks, American actress known for Star Trek 4, yes, we remember, and long-running television show The Seventh Heaven, is born in New York City and turned 69. And last birthday of today, we go back to England. Jerry Horner, Halliwell, of course, the British pop singer Jerry Spice of the Spice Girl, yes, was born today in Watford, England, and turns 48 years old. Look at those big blue eyes. Happy birthday, Jerry. How pretty and beautiful she is. Well, guys, we did the birthday, we did the events, and as I promised, we have to fly to Italy. So are you ready? I would say sit down, put your cinture di sicurezza, and we fly to Italy. We fly to the Lagoon of Venice. Yes, Venezia, where I was born and raised. That's where I was born and raised and been in this place so many times. Gigi is going to be showing you some beautiful pictures of Caorle. The place is called Caorle. It's a small city. They have a lot of tourists. As I said, not many American actually there. German people normally, and people from Europe are going there. It's very colorful. They have, it reminds me always a little bit the island of Burano. You know, the fishermen, they color the house with those bright colors. And so it's Caorle. And also as the Calli and the Campielli, which are the Ales and the Campielli. JJ is showing also a picture where it is. It's between, it's near Venice, of course, and it's between the river of Livenza and in a place called the Laguna di Venezia. It's surrounded by waterways, and Caorle is effectively an island connected through bridges, just like Venice. Venice has 462 bridges, and Caorle also, I think, he has 6 or 7, so it's much, much smaller. We also call it the Little Venice because if you go there, you will see, you feel like you are in Venice, but it's much, much smaller than that. A little bit of history of Venice I prepare for you. It was a Roman port, and it was there during the 5th century AD, so very, very old ago. You find some remains there. And it actually is the place where inhabitants of Giulia Concordia, they moved when they to refuge themselves and escape the barbarians. You remember also Venice was born for the same reason. The barbarian was attacking the Italian. The barbarian didn't like water, so the Italian, they went on the water place, on the lagoon. There was at the time nothing, and that started in Venice and Caorle. How funny how the water was the reason why the barbarian didn't go there. Mischance of them. Today, of course, it's a beautiful little village that you can see pictures that Jay shows, very colorful, and you can go around with bikes. There are only a few big streets. One is Via Terra, and in Via Terra you find all the stops, the stores, and the cafe. JJ keeps showing all these pictures. You can lose yourself walking around, strolling around. You can go from one bar to another. You can enjoy coffee. There are some amazing restaurants I'm going to show you. And actually, I told you, it's very personal. That's a beautiful view from a drone, actually, of Caorle. Can you see how spectacular is that place? We're going to talk about that. This is the Chiesa della Madonna in a second. It's very personal for me and JJ because actually, even though we didn't marry there in Caorle, we had our dinner wedding over there in one of the most exclusive restaurants of Caorle, which is called Duilio. JJ is going to show you the pictures. That's our wedding. It was beautiful. We had like a 15-course dinner, I guess, right, Jaja? We may have had more than one Groppino. I will tell you later all about it. So it's very personal to all. Every time we are in Venice, of course, we make sure we go there, and it's beautiful. Behind me, what you see is the Santuario della Madonna dell'Angelo, the sanctuary of the Madonna of the Angel, and is one of the most iconic and beautiful places of Caorle. You saw the location, JJ show in a second, is at the point at the end. It's basically is a church that is built on the coast, in the water. It's almost built in the water, and it's a famous landmark of Caorle, and it's called Madonna dell'Angelo because actually when you go to the church you find all these kind of little plaques that tell you about all the miracles that happened. One of them, actually, the story goes that the little Madonna, the Mother Mary that is inside the church, actually, was found by the fishermen in the sea. And the little Madonna is built on a piece of stone, and somehow it was floating on the water. So the fishermen, they brought him to Caorle, they put it inside the church, they built all the church themselves to protect the Maria. And then there's been during the years so many miracles. When you go to visit the church, you can read all in this plaque what happened. One of them was that there was a major a water storm coming up, and all Caorle was submerged by the water, but the water didn't go inside the church. And it reminds of that. You can see outside the church the sign where the water arrived, but none of the water went inside the old door. And another time, the church that was very fragile because it was very old, and there was another storm coming up, so the priest of the church decided to take the Madonna, the Mary, Mother Mary, and bring it to the cathedral. We're talking about it. They have also a beautiful cathedral to protect it from being destroyed. And overnight, as a miracle, the Mother Mary's left the cathedral, and in the morning they found it again inside the Madonna dell'Angelo, inside, and the Madonna dell'Angelo survived the storms. There are so many stories. They say that during the war, the soldiers were stationed outside the church, and they remember the church being attacked by water, by boats, throwing all kind of bullets, and the bullets were touching the church, and they were leaving the church, going into the water without even damaging the wall. So it's a kind of a miracle place for us in Caorle. I always love to visit and go inside. Please go and do it if you can. It's a very special place. And actually, in Caorle, we love our Madonna dell'Angelo so much that every year, they started in 1965, every 5 years actually, they have also a procession. It's a feast where they take out from from the church the little Madonna, and they bring it back to where she come from the sea. It's JJ will show you a picture. It's a beautiful event in Caorle where you can see everybody participate. They take out those bragozzi, which is the colorful wooden boats that the fisherman has in Venice, and it's a beautiful event. So if you're ever there, please go. And if you wonder when it's happening, it always happens the second Sunday, every 5 years, the second Sunday of September. So it's supposed to be this year, so September 2020 supposed to happen. I will let you know if it's really happening, or due to COVID-19 it's been postponed or moved. What else? The cathedral is another beautiful place. There is a cathedral with a beautiful tower. You know, the most famous tower is the Tower of Pisa, but we have also one very famous, that is the cathedral inside. It's a beautiful place to visit with a lot of memorabilia and beautiful things to see. It's closed only when the church, the Messa is happening. Otherwise, it's open for you to go inside. And the bell tower, JJ will show you, it's one of the few original cylindrical shaped bell towers. It's 48 meters tall. It's turning a little bit to the right side, which is 130 feet tall, by the way, in feet for you guys. And it's been renovated a couple of years ago, so it's possible now to go inside the tower. And please go, if you go there, it's 80 stairs to go up, so it's quite a climb. But when you are on the top of it, you can see the beautiful lagoon of Caorle and of Venice that we all know. We talked last week. Ernst Hemingway loved and adored so much. It's a beautiful, beautiful view. That's what you see. That, of course, is taken by a drone, so it's much higher view. But from the tower, you can see really a spectacular view of the lagoon. Please do it. But of course, Caorle is also a vacation paradise. We have several of them near Venice, Bibione, Jesolo. Caorle is always been my favorite because you can go on the beach and lie on the beach. There is one beach on the Levante and Ponente, which Caorle is in the middle. You have a beach on one side and on the other. You can see how close it is to the little village. And it's very modern. They have beds, they have restaurants, they have everything, any kind of modern things. A lot of people in some beaches, some others are much more quiet. What I love is that during the day you can be there and you can have your vacation, you know, just like you are in Rimini or Riccione, mass congested. And then at night, you take a shower to these fancy, beautiful hotels that they have there. Some of them you see, there's almost nobody there, so just walk around and find your private spot. And then at night you take a shower in your beautiful, fancy hotels, and then you go for dinner and an ice cream and a stroll in the beautiful old Caorle. It's just a spectacular place. I know next year when we are going there, that's what you can do at night. It's just beautiful. You can stroll there with an ice cream. It's a spectacular place to see. And actually there is a few more things that I really love to do when I'm in Caorle, and when I take normally my friends to Venice with my yearly trip to Italy. The next one is coming next year in October because this year we have to cancel. It's nice to go to a place called I Casoni. I Casoni is basically, JJ will show you a picture. It's very unusual. It's those old houses, they still belong to the fishermen. It's well, the fishermen, they prepares their boats and they have all their equipment, you know, that in the morning they put on the boats before they go outside to fish their fish. And actually you can walk around, you can go there, you can even go inside and you can see how they look like. And some of them even offers wine tasting and some food. So it's you look at that place. JJ keeps showing the picture. It's a very beautiful place. It's like going back in 1800. And even though the fishermen are not as many anymore, as you see, some of them still lives there. It's very beautiful, beautiful place to visit. It's open to tourists. You can go there with boats, and there is even, I've never taken, but they say here that there is once daily an extended tour of the little tourist with a little tourist train. I never done that one, but I will figure it out more and learn more. Maybe it's something we can do next year in October. Of course, Venice is a city in the water, so like Venice as a port with all the fishermen boats is a beautiful place to see also at night with the lights if you go there, with the sound of the water and the lights. JJ has a beautiful pictures to show you, and you can chit chat with the fishermen. They're very friendly actually. Because of the fishermen, you get the point. Caorle, like Venice, is famous for their fish. So if you love fish, Venice has a very, very famous fish market that is open daily from 8 until 11:30, and they do there something that always many tourists are there watching. They sell the fish with something called l'asta ad orecchio. It is basically is buy here auction. So they have those big boxes with fish, and the one that bid the most money can have the fish. And they don't scream like they do in all those things, in the auction that they scream, how much? No, they just whisper to the ear. They're very quiet in Caorle, so it's very nice. So you don't know until the end, whisper, 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 who is the winner, which restaurant. Normally our restaurant will buy this amazing, amazing fish, and you can buy it also by yourself as a private sell at the end of the thing. It's a beautiful place to go. And if you're there in September again, beside the processions with the Madonna, you can also do something that I've been there several times. You, Jay, has never been there, right? There is La Festa del Pesce, is the feast of the fish. There's some pictures of it. It's beautiful. Basically, they cook the fish. You have to buy, of course, the fish, and you can have fish and you can have wine, and it's just amazing. And you see behind me there is the Madonna dell'Angelo, which is a beautiful place, and the street that brings you there is one of my favorite places actually of Caorle. It's called La Scogliera Viva, which is in English is called the Living Cliff. The Living Cliffs is a spectacular place. I prepared some picture for you. You can see I've never seen no place in the world. It's basically is a beautiful scogliera with stones that are carved by and decorated by artists that come from all over the world, and they gather there in July and they leave this work on their stones. It's just beautiful every year, so it changes a little bit. So at night you can walk. There's the walk through the Madonna into the sea with your ice cream. Imagine yourself, and you can do admire. It's like an open air museum, this scogliera, which is amazing. JJ, also there is a picture because in July you can see all these amazing sculptures. They come from all over the world. They come to Caorle, and there they are for days, sometimes weeks, carving the stone and making that beautiful scogliera. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place to do. We always talk about wine, and of course, even though I do not drink wine, and absolutely I do not know much about wine, I'm learning together with you. Even in Caorle, there are some winery. Actually, there is one very, very famous called the Frassina. I didn't have pictures, but actually I was thinking about maybe doing an episode where we can talk about some specific winery. La Frassina is a very famous winery where you can have the wine and you can even have food. It's a beautiful place outside Caorle. And they have it's a family business. They started in 1940. And you can have some of the most famous Venetian wines, which we have to learn all about it. They are called Lison, Chardonnay, Miglio, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Gabo, Refosco, and Charo del Turco. Can you imagine how many wines we have to learn about it? And I mean, I don't drink. My father though said that they are amazing wines. So we have to do like a tour to the winery. And remember, wherever you are in Italy, north, south, there are winery and place to have this wine tasting and food testing everywhere, which is always one of the things that I recommend to everybody. It's nice to have these luxurious travels and stay in beautiful hotels, but it's also nice to go and visit this really family winery and taste the fruits and the wine and the food made by those locals. It's always one of my favorite things to do with my people, with my friends when we travel to Italy together. So next year, October, probably we're going to make a stop also to Caorle. I know it's not in the trip. Maybe you have to stay a day or two extra and we're going there. By the way, Caorle offers some amazing, beautiful hotels. They are very luxurious, and restaurants. It's really a food paradise for all the people that love fish, but they're also famous for pizza. Like Venice, you find pizza, you find amazing meats, because of course only 1 hour outside Caorle there are mountains, so they can also buy fresh meat and cheeses and all kind of food. It's a beautiful destination for people that love to sit on the beach and to enjoy and to see some arts all around. Caorle is really a jewels and a place that, remember the name, if you ever are in a neighbor of Venice, please go and make a stop to Caorle and think of me and let me know how much you like it. Guys, this was our travel to Caorle. As I said, we had our wedding dinner over there. We had something like 14 different, what do you call it? Portions? Courses. 15 different courses. I remember that my guests, the one that came from the Netherlands, because JJ's Dutch is from Amsterdam, they were not aware that Italian wedding had like 5 appetizers, 5 primi, 5 second. So they thought that they were supposed to choose. So they were like, do we choose? And no, you're going to get them all. You get the point now. When you go to a dinner that is so huge with 15, of course the portions are small, but 15 courses, it's a lot. You need to clean your palate here and there. You need to, and that's something that happened a lot in Italy. We have these big dinners. So in Venice, the Venetians found a solution. It's something called the sgroppino. The sgroppino is something that you can find in Venice in almost all the restaurants that have this kind of big menu. And sgroppino, sgroppin in dialect from Venice, means untied. So the groppo is like when you tied something. So sgroppino means untied. And you understand the pictures. It's a refreshing digestivo, if you want to call it, made with lemon. We're going to have the recipe in a second. And basically cleaned up your stomach, untied your stomach so you can make space for more food. Can you get the pictures? Some food to untie your stomach to have more food. Because let's be honest, it's delicious. Actually, even though I don't drink, I had it a couple of times. And I also going to have Saturday a recipe for non-alcoholic version of it. But of course, the real version has alcohol on it. And even then I'm not a drinker. I had to have a sgroppino at my wedding to make space, and it really works because it's a very the lemon things, it really cleans up your palate, and then you make space. Normally we use it also when they go from fish to meat, because of course if you have 15 courses, some of them are made with meat and some of them are made with fish. So to clean the palates, we use the sgroppino. A little bit, if you've never heard of the sgroppino, it's a typical Venetians, as I said, it's a digestivo, we call it. There are the ingredients how to make it. We're going to make it Saturday. And a little bit of history. It basically is traced back to the Byzantine period, the 6th century AD. So it's very old. Even though they said it was in 1528 that an unknown kitchen servant made it for his wealthy, for the wealthy people it was working for, because at the time there was no refrigerations available, and the sgroppino is served cold with ice, so only the rich could afford to have ice from the water that we're picking up in the summer, in the winter from the canals. They were refrigerating and making ice out of it, so only the rich could have some ice, and he made this sgroppino. That means, as I told you, untied. And there are many modern versions I've read here because, as you know, I don't know much about it. They say that the original one was made with lemon, but now you find it also with grapefruit, orange, and strawberry, which sounds all interesting for me. And a large percentage, they also say that if you put more ice cream and less alcohol, it becomes more kind of a liquid dessert, which I kind of like it too. So we're gonna make it on Saturday, and here's the recipe. So you need 2 scoops of lemon sorbet. If you cannot find sorbet, you can make it by yourself. I see if I can. If I cannot find it, I will have to make it on Saturday. Wish me luck. Then you need some chilled vodka, and of course you need some chilled prosecco. You spoon the sorbetto into a bowl, you add the vodka, then you break up the sorbet using a whisk. I do have that one. And while adding the prosecco, you continue to whisk until it's homogeneous, and you pour into a chilled fluid and you drink it. And I found out that there is also a non-alcoholic version, and basically in place of the prosecco and the vodka, you use some milk and some sparkling water and a little bit a hint of mint. I will try to make them both on Saturday, and we'll see which one of the two is going to be the winners. So I see some people appearing. Sue Groves appearing from Michigan. I see Antonio, of course, my friend from Ireland. Diane in Las Vegas. Jenny. There's my stomach is growling. Yes, I know, Jenny. By the way, for the one of you that were watching through Italian Living and are new to the Circle of Love and the Giada Live, I am Giada Valenti. I'm a singer and a songwriter, and I was born and raised in Venice, Italy, and we always do some sign languages. And the people that have been with me for 120 episodes, I have become like friends and family, or what I like to call Circle of Love. So I would say, if you have watched this one for the first time, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can always watch all the episodes on giada.live, so there's the subscribe. And please, I keep telling everybody, when you're done watching on YouTube, go back to the video and put your likes over there. And if you have a comment or something that you really want me to answer and respond, do it through Facebook or YouTube, because here on the chat I get to read now. I see also Roberta Palancino there, but then I cannot answer to you. So if you have a question, sometimes you guys have questions, please make sure that you write them there, or you subscribe to my mailing list at giada.com, giadavalenti.com, and you can send me question there. Many of you do, and I always love to answer. Saturday we will be cooking. We will be cooking from my living room over there. So guys from the Italian Living, if you want to watch, it's not going to be live on the Italian Living page, but you can go on my page. Now you know where to find me, and you can see. I don't know what I will be cooking. I will be making the sgroppino, so wish me luck with that. If I have to make also the lemon sorbet, it's going to be a lot of fun, because you know, if you see me cooking, I'm very good in cooking, but I'm not very good with equipment. They never go home, they break in the middle, so wish me luck. But I have JJ always helping me. So Saturday we will be cooking. I haven't decided what to cook yet. Some of you was requesting something vegetarian, so maybe I'm going to do something vegetarian. That for the one of you that are not vegetarian, I'm also going to tell you which kind of meat or proteins you can add to it. Would it be an idea? I'll surprise you. I'm going to post it actually on Saturday, as always. And on Patreon, you're going to find also the card with the recipe of last week. Many of you were saying, hey, where can we find the old recipe? You go on patreon.com/Giada Valenti, and then you find the cards with all the ingredients and things to make my food. And Debbie the Sena, she said, I met you a few years back in St. Charles, Illinois, with Pasquale Esposito. Oh yes, at the Arcade Theater. Great performance. Thank you, Debbie. Yes, it was a great day, I remember, with our friend, what is his called? What is the name of the guy from the St. Charles Arcade? Oh, I forgot him. The little boy. It was actually also when, every time I mention Ron Onesti. Dear friend Ron Onesti. Yes, I was there. It was great. And hello also to Pasquale Esposito, which is in California, by the way. He's also here on this side on the East Coast. Thank you, Debbie, for watching. Thank you also to Deborah Di Martino. Ciao from St. Paul, MN is Minnesota? Yeah. Minnesota, never been there. So, guys, happy birthday to Ronnie. It's Ronnie's birthday? Ronnie Manicotti? Oh, Ronnie, happy birthday. I may have missed something. Oh, tomorrow. Oh, well. We're going to celebrate you on Saturday, dear Ronnie. We always celebrate you. Otherwise, happy birthday for tomorrow, and then Saturday, I'm going to be singing happy birthday to you. Thank you for this beautiful candle that you sent me. This is my favorite one. It smells like the ocean. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today spending time with me. I hope to see you all Saturday. I'm going to be in the kitchen, and I'm going to be cooking something amazing, delicious. And of course, we're going to always have wine. This is the same for wine. And we're going to have the sgroppino. So, and then of course, I'm going to be seeing you on Sunday for the Sunday Love Song. I'm going to post more songs for you to choose, guys, of the Team Awesome. Some of you were saying, the only way you can choose song is through the polls. Some of you were saying, can we choose the song differently? No, it's going to be difficult for me to count. If you do through the poll, then I know that your favorite Spanish song is Bésame Mucho. Your favorite English song is whatever song it is. So I'm going to post all the songs today so you guys can finish the poll. If you want to join me on Sunday, you go on patreon.com/Giada Valenti. You can do it starting with $1 and join in the crowdcast. We always have a lot of fun on Sunday. But first, I'm going to be seeing you on Saturday from the kitchen to cook something delicious and to have something delicious to drink. I always leave you with a chin chin, by the way, with my favorite Prosecco for my dear friends of Bosco del Merlo. I was born actually in the region of the Prosecco. If you watch the Giada.live episode about the Prosecco, we talk about this amazing Prosecco. I'm not a wine drinker, and still I love this one. So I'm going to say chin chin to life, chin chin to anything beautiful, and I will be seeing you on Saturday from the kitchen, and we will be cooking. Thank you for being with me. Grazie per essere stati con voi. Thank you to all of you people in Twitch, on Periscope, wherever you're watching, and all of you from Italian Living, and all of you guys of Circle of Love. Ci vediamo sabato. Cin cin.
Dankeschön, dear old Dankeschön. Thank you for seeing me again. Though I'm here in my solitude, I know you are there, and in my heart I smile again. And so I sing here in my solitude, waiting to see you, same time, same place, and I can't wait to say again, Dankeschön, 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 dear old Auf Wiedersehen. See you tomorrow. A domani.